Avoidance of responsibility. That's what we're speaking on today. One of the points in our series of procrastination. Run down these points. Fear of failure or success. Perfectionism. Fear of judgment, overwhelm, lack of self-confidence, avoidance of responsibility, and it feels good. So yeah, we're speaking on avoidance of responsibility, reasons for procrastination. I want to touch on a definition of procrastination. Procrastination is when we avoid a task we said we would do for no good reason, despite expecting our behavior to bring negative consequences. Procrastination is when we avoid a task we said we would do for no good reason, despite expecting our behavior to bring negative consequences. And why do we do this? Despite the realization or understanding that this will or may bring a negative consequence. Procrastination is a form of protection from harm from something we see as threatening. Wow. Who would have thought that procrastination is a form of protection from something that we see as a harm or is threatening? From something that is threatening. Now, what does this mean? We may feel threat from judgment, something we spoke about earlier. We may feel threat of being exposed as being inadequate for a task. It may be a threat of I think those are two really good examples right there, because I think a lot of people, they put things off because they feel like either the task is more, they may have bit off more than they can chew, or they really dealing with this perfectionism, meaning they want to make it perfect, make sure everything's right, and this, that, and other, because they don't want to be judged as being inadequate or incompetent to perform the task. Oftentimes, these items, those reasons are invalid. One, because most people are not asked to do things, in my opinion, that they can't do, or they wouldn't agree to do things they couldn't do if they couldn't do it. Now, the issue comes in when it's time to actually put the rubber to the road and make it happen, bring it together. And oftentimes, once you delay and delay, the situation seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The task gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it gets, now even more fear sets in, even more delay. The more you delay, the more you avoid the task, something you have signed up for, something you have taken the responsibility for, but you are delaying it, you are procrastinating because you feel like you don't want to fail, so you just keep it away. If you don't do it, then you can't be blamed for it. But at the same time, yes, you will be held accountable eventually in time, one way or another. That's the funny part about it. Now, where does these come from? So I want to start really digging into our minds and how our minds work. Okay, so amygdala. Gotta work on these pronunciations of my words a bit more. Another reason why I'm doing this series, so I can just practice speaking more and being more working on my pronunciation. Amygdala. Okay. A set of neurons involved in emotional processing and threat identification releases hormones including adrenaline. Okay, so this is a small part of the inside of our brains, neurons involved in emotional processing. Okay, meaning fight, flight, freeze, things of that nature. Uh, Once we are perceiving some sort of threat, this is what controls our actions from there. You see some sort of threat, it releases these hormones, this adrenaline, to either get us to take action or freeze. Okay, this again procrastination, a form of protection. That's what the procrastination becomes a form of protection, because we freeze up and we'll say we'll just stay in this little safe bubble and uh, not do the things we're supposed to do, not go outside and do the things, not go to work, not do the things the tasks we're supposed to be doing. Avoidance. Um, prefrontal cortex. Prefrontal cortex helps you think long term and regulate emotions. Okay. Now, again, when you are thinking long term, you are able to um, perceive the importance of daily tasks, required activities of you, and putting the pieces of the puzzle together, laying brick by brick by brick. You're thinking long term versus this short term immediate gratification. Okay, prefrontal cortex. Um, Again, the longer we put off the task, the greater the threat is perceived. I want to dig into that a bit more. There is a saying called "eat the frog." I heard this term when dealing with sales or some other form of some task in which don't want to perform. Actually, it's called just eat the frog. So what does that mean? Who wants to eat a frog? Like that's the first thing you should do, is, as they say, eat the frog. Now, you have a frog. Who wants to eat a slimy frog? No one. But as long as you sit there and you know you have to eat the frog is there. This is something you have to do. And the longer you just sit there and look at the frog, the bigger this, the more disturbing it's becoming in your mind, the more you want to put it off, the more you want to avoid it, versus just getting it out of the way. Just eat it. Just do it. Just do the thing. Just Example would be, say you're in sales and you need to cold call. Cold calling is just calling some random, prospect, saying, "Hey, I'm Mr. Such and Such. Would you like to purchase my product?" Or blah blah blah. They don't know you from anywhere. Just cold calling. Or say you need to go out door knocking, or you need to, just do some form of task in which you really don't want to do. It may be you're a content creator. You may not want to feel like doing this video that you're shooting today, or it may be, some meeting that you have to. You got to check a coworker or deal with something at work that's uncomfortable. Just do it. Just do it. See, if we get in the habit of just doing things that are uncomfortable to us, the more comfortable life will become to us. That seems contradictory, but yes. The more we do things that are uncomfortable, the more things will become comfortable, because we will move those uncomfortable things out of our lives, right? Then we'll start setting a higher standard for ourselves, and guess what? Other people will observe that as well, and before you know it, less and less of those uncomfortable things will start to present themselves to you. All right, you'll be known as that person. Not to bring the uncomfortable things to, or the person that's gonna know how to handle and deal with it. It just become more comfortable for you to deal with. And then it's to the point where, hey, this is nothing. Why is it uncomfortable to you? This is nothing to me. It's like working out. Some people just have this in their mind. They can't get up and go to the gym. Once you get in a routine of things, you start doing it. It's like, hey, this is what I do. No big deal. So to wrap this up, avoidance of responsibility, another form of procrastination, how to get over it, remove distractions, get things out of your way that are drawing your attention here and there and other, and just do the thing. Just eat the frog. Phrase of the day, eat the frog. Peace.